doing well. Get that poll question going. All right. And as I said, we are live out here in North Carolina on Sunday, the 2nd of June. It's my and my wife's anniversary actually today. Not doing too much though, just kind of hanging out with some kitties and just enjoying the birds sing. Hope whoever happens to catch this live is doing well today and they're having themselves a good day. We'll obviously see as this live goes. We'll do for an hour or so. Hello there, Ellie. Hope you're doing well. Kind of seeing what Kit's looking at out there in the grass. Who knows what she might be staring at. The little goofball that's Kit. And we got Tang and we got Pandora rolling out here too on this Sunday afternoon. Said hope everybody is doing well today. We got the baby who just decided to pop out here. We'll see if anybody comes into this little hammock or not. Those who might be new to this channel, looks like right now we kind of got 2 votes, 50-50, yes and no. Got 9 cats here in this household. They pretty much run the house. We're pretty much just their butler. Good afternoon there, Bruce. Hope you're doing well. Definitely got some chirping birds. See what kind of trouble Kit might get into here. Guess something's spooking Kit, who knows what. Doing good, Bruce. Good to hear. All the kitties are doing well. I hope so too. Eli, your cat left you? Well, maybe they got jealous you were looking at other kitties. And they're like, no, thanks. You can only look at me. All of these kitties are doing pretty well. Pandora's doing well. Oh, hello there, we are vultures. So you live in Australia. Okay, okay. How are things out there? Having trouble sleeping and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, I'm sorry about that, but hopefully maybe listening to my very monotone voice, it'll put you back to sleep. Or watching these cats can put you to sleep. Eli, you tried to hug him and then he just ran. Oh, well, that happens. Hey, Max. What's up, Maximus? Well, that was a quick visit by Max. He decided to go in and out. He wasn't part of the group, the cool group here, these 4. They're kind of making a little rhombus shape or a diamond shape or something. Trapezoid, maybe. Now, also, we are vultures. If you are still on here, I did a little bit more research on FIP because I always like to do a little research after I say something just to make sure I'm like giving out the right information. So, yeah, it's all about just keeping the stress levels low. It's about having a good balanced diet. Vet upkeep, just making sure they're getting to the vets as much as possible. And just trying to provide a very low stressed environment. And then having a potentially, if you can, if you have the space, just having like maybe a separate room for them if things become a little stressful. Thought about making her food, but it's a lot of math. Yeah, I would probably not go that route either because you got to make sure that they're getting all, especially an FIV kitty. I mean, making sure that they're getting all of the nutrients that they need. Eli, at this time, you would be at lunch. School? Is school lunch, Eli? Because you're in school still, right? Yeah, so just, stick with a diet, a food, like a high quality cat food. Yoda, you coming out? Bye, Max. Again. Yoda. Yes, Pandora is kind of melted on the ground. Yes, school, Ellie. Okay. Well, hopefully everything's going well in school, and hopefully you're, getting good grades and all that good stuff. What I was saying earlier, uh, Pandora is melted, but everybody's good at the moment. We are vultures. Yeah, I get Royal Canin, but thinking of switching to a better one. Um, we are vultures. Like Blue Buffalo is a pretty high quality food. I would recommend. I mean, I'd recommend Fancy Feast also, Purina One. I'd recommend those. But obviously, as long as the kitty's eating it, because you got to also get something the cat's gonna eat, and that's what makes it tricky. Just make sure you don't do any like organic or raw foods because it's bad for them because they have that compromised immune system. So you just don't want any like parasites or anything like that. Salmonella that might be in raw food. So just stay away from raw and organic. Maybe one day we might have like an FIP or I keep on saying FIV or FIP for some reason, but an FIV kitty. FIP, that's another tough one. Chicken necks from the butcher. Uh, Honestly, I'm not sure. You might want to look into that a bit. I mean, again, if it's a raw thing, it probably has to be something that's got to be cooked. You got to cook out the bacteria, and you got to cook out, all that potential harmful stuff. So if it's cooked, then maybe. If it's not, then I'm just not sure on that. So I don't want to say yeah, hey, absolutely, but just not knowing completely sure myself. So I would research into that a little bit. You could type in something like, on Google or Chrome or whatever, like, web browser you're using, FIP and, or I mean, FIV, I'm sorry, and, like, chicken necks, and just look at multiple sources. Just don't look at the first thing. I figure somebody eventually was going to go into that little hammock, and the baby is. And that goes along with really any kind of cat related or really anything online. Just don't, type something in and just look at the first thing and, oh, my research done, I'm good. you know, I'll always try to look at multiple sources. Orangey. Tang. So how are cats treated down in Australia? Just out of curiosity. Like, are there a lot of stray cats out there? I guess it depends on what part of Australia. do have a couple of older friends who have been in rescue for years and years, but I try not to bother them because they're busy. I understand. Yeah, Australia is definitely one of those countries that my wife and I would love to visit one day. Australia and oh, what am I saying? Australia and Japan are two countries we'd love to visit eventually. Hello there, Tranquil. Hope you're doing well today. Eli, one question: what happens if we can't keep running out of food very quickly? What happens if you keep on running out of cat food very quickly? Eli, you might want to like rephrase that question because I'm not sure what you're asking me, if you don't mind. The cities are very similar to the USA, you think? Like Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, all that area. Hello there, Icon. What happens if a cat runs out of cat food very quick? Um, well, I mean, the cat food might be eating too much. There are some diseases. Do you have a cat that's eating a lot, Eli? How long has that been going on, Eli? Yeah, Tranquil, I was catching up with your videos over the last week or so, and I saw like your country driving one when you were driving and kind of out in the country. That's a lot like where we live, Tranquil, in North Carolina. It's got some very rural area to it. It takes a little while to kind of get into some town or into some places of, like shopping centers, but it looks very familiar. It's for a couple of days. They've been eating a lot. Hmm. Well, obviously, I mean, if the cat's eating more food, then there could be a health issue going on. It not necessarily, but it is something that is a potential. I mean, you could have something like hyperthyroidism going on, Eli, with that kitty. You could have something, excuse me, uh, hyperthyroidism is really the main one. Diabetes potential, but or the cat could just be more hungry. How old is the kitty? Worms, yeah, it's a potential. That would be also a potential. But depending on the age of the cat, I mean, it shouldn't have worms. 1 year old. Is it an inside outside kitty? Tranquil, you have a lot of spaces between the houses. Yeah, I saw that. Everyone has a very large yard, definitely. So they're inside outside. Worm could be a potential, like a parasite, then could be a potential. Do you happen to know the last time the kitty went to the vet? Ooh, you don't take him to the vet. Well, I mean, I would recommend taking the kitty into the vet just to see if there's something more serious going on because the thing with cats, I mean, diseases can come up very quickly, and before you know it, your healthy kitty could be a very sick kitty, and could be in very serious situation very quickly. So I would highly recommend getting the kitty to a vet. I can't, um, well, I mean, yeah, vets aren't cheap for sure, but a lot of vets, your mom, I guess your mom would make this call, but your mom would maybe have to like call around some places. Some veterinarian practices are very good at getting like payment plans, um, or there's different types of credit, like care credit that you can do, that a person could do. It doesn't necessarily, the bills don't necessarily have to be paid all up front. There are a lot of animal hospitals out there that will work with people that maybe, the cost is a little high, but they might do like payment plans. That is, I mean, I don't want to sound harsh here, but just I want to be real though too. I mean, one of the things of having cats or dogs is just the responsible, being responsible for their health care, getting them in, when they need to get in to be seen, their vaccines, their annuals, stuff like that. Also, that's kind of part of it. I know, people want to try to help cats, or they maybe think they're cute and cuddly and they want to be around them, or have them live with them. That's fine. But there's also the financial aspect. Hello there, Ruby. The financial aspect of having kitties, being responsible for their everything. Yes, they definitely need to get vaccines. The vaccines are not foolproof, of course, but vaccines will prevent them from getting serious, very serious, deadly diseases. So yes, absolutely. Depending on where you live, also, I don't know, Eli, if you live in the U.S. or if you live in another country, but if you live in the U.S., almost every state, to my knowledge, maybe not all, but I think most of them, you have to get like a vaccine, rabies vaccine also. That's mandatory. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll just give you like a little example. I mean, out of our 9 cats that we have currently, their food alone is like 50, $60 a week. Litter is 50, $60 at least a month. Water is $20, $30 a month. When they go in to get vaccines and blood work done, that's several $100s each. So it's expensive. It can be. But, again, I don't want to sound like I'm standing on a soapbox or anything, but just being responsible, a responsible kitty parent is taking care of them. We are vultures. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I would definitely, if possible. Obviously, I don't know like Eli's situation, so. But if they're not vaccinated, for whatever the reason might be, keeping them indoors is going to be a lot safer for them. There's a lot of outdoor things that an outdoor indoor cat can bring in, especially if we don't have vaccines. And Eli, if y'all have more than one kitty, you're also putting at risk the other cats too. And diseases can quickly run through a cat household. Yeah, I also want to say, Tranquil, if you're still on here too, I saw Miracle kind of outside. He looked a little less, maybe not quite as rambunctious as he's been previously on the, being outside on the harness. Hopefully, though, that'll come back in time. Because I know then on your like just on your last video, you were asking like people to comment on what you thought as far as Miracle being outside on the harness. You have one kitty, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I would definitely talk to your mom. Maybe have your mom. Here's the best thing usually. It's me saying this to you is not going to necessarily do anything. I would, and maybe your mom's already done this, but have your mom maybe do a little bit of research on this kind of thing. Maybe type in like cats and vaccines or cats and like required vaccines or important vaccines, and maybe have them read up a little bit themselves too. Self-education is very important. It's one thing for one random person on YouTube to tell you something, but I think it's sometimes a little bit more eye-opening for somebody to read it themselves and to kind of look at those things themselves and to kind of educate themselves on those type of things. Tranquil, he is different. Miracle, all he does is lay around. Yeah, he's become a cat. No, I'm kidding, Tranquil. I'm just kidding. Maybe, I know there's obviously a big hormone change going on with that neutering, and that can sometimes take a little while, but hopefully he'll get a little bit more of his spunk back. Wyndham Crest, hello there. Thank you for the comment. So you've taken ducks from a small fishing pond near us with hooks and lures hooked in them. That's removed with them for no charge. There are a few vets out there that are willing to give services to help you. So yeah, so Eli, that's, like I was saying earlier, Wyndham Crest here has a good, if you're reading that, she's got a good, she, I'm assuming by the picture, has a good point. There are a lot of vets out there that will help, at a reduced cost, possibly at no cost, possibly at a payment plan. So there are opportunities, there are options that are out there for something like that. Yeah, but I mean, I will say though, being, part of my thing also is cat advocating and educating as much as I can on this platform. The importance of cat vaccines cannot be like underestimated. It is so vitally important. So, yeah, we are vultures for sure. There are definitely a lot of places out there. Then even some animal hospitals, because they have like a very well established. Sometimes they're part of like a fostering group, or sometimes they're just part of a really a community that works well together. There's like funds for situations like this also. Just with my experience on that. Don't know what Tiny's looking at over here, but something's definitely got her interest going. Tranquil, you only have one veterinarian there. They send you up a text before the appointment letting you know the payment in full is required. Okay. No, every place is different. I think sometimes it also just depends on how long you've been at a place. So for like us, we go to one vet and we've been going there for a little while. And because we've been going there for a little while, and we do pay, obviously, we pay everything full. But also, though, I think if we asked, we could probably get a payment plan because we're such an established client. I think they can work with you and they would. Hello there, Sydney Cat. Hope you're doing well. Kit, what are you doing? So again, Eli, don't want to discourage you. Don't want to feel like we're trying to kind of be harsh. But like I said, it's kind of balancing between being kind and being firm, but also advocating for the well-being of felines. I'm not the kind of person that if I see a particular comment, I'm just gonna like ignore it or not sit, like not give my opinion on it. I think in today's world, so many people are afraid to kind of give comments, give comments on things, and they're because they're afraid of offending people or hurting somebody's feelings, kind of thing. But I think when we do that, we're kind of limiting ourselves and we're falling into something that we don't need to fall into. I think you always need to speak up for those who cannot speak, no matter what the cost. So, but Eli, do you have any other questions? Any other things that you're noticing with your kitty? I know you said that they're eating a little bit more, like quickly. They're eating their food a little bit quicker. Their food is kind of going a little bit faster. Is there anything else that you're noticing? Are they like peeing more that you see? Are they drinking more water that you've noticed? Are they acting odd in any unusual way that you're aware of? Tranquil, you've been going to your vet for 8 years. They want their money. Well, I mean, they are a business, obviously. I mean, it is a business, and they need to, um, they need to be able to, like, live also. So they got to, charge for services. Hello there, Mr. Bubs. How you doing? I see there's a little doggy on your icon. But I hope you're doing well. Hopefully you love kitties too, because this is definitely a kitty live stream. We got 9 cats here all together, just kind of hanging out with 4 of the 9 out here on our screened-in porch. Sydney Cat, you are being real. You're always still polite. I try to be polite. I mean, I try to not come off as harsh or something. But sometimes I know my tone sometimes comes off a little harsh, and my wife tells me your tone is a little off sometimes. Yeah, I know. I try. I try. I always tell people listen to my words, not to listen to what I'm saying, but not how I'm saying it. If that makes any sense. Mr. Bubs, the kitty on the table. So this one right here. This looks like your kitty. Yeah, this is Kit. She's a gray tabby, as you can tell. Hi, Kit. We got Kit. We got in the hammock. We got Pandora over here chilling. And we got Tiny. So this is about half of our crew. Your kitty has blue eyes. Is your cat then, if you happen to know Mr. Bubs, is it a Russian blue then? Okay. Yeah, Russian Blue is definitely a very beautiful cat with her coat, with those eyes that just kind of look through your soul. We have vultures. I just put the paperwork in a plastic folder. Mr. Bubs, you are good at breeds. Well, Mr. Bubs, I do have about 30 plus years of working with cats, living with cats, being in multiple animal hospitals. Tranquil, some people simply don't have the money. They're very poor but want to have a cat. Poverty is sad. Tranquil, I completely agree. That puts a person into a very hard place. Their intentions are they want to help, and that's very admirable. I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from with that comment. But if a person like struggles taking care of themselves, then it's probably not going to be the best idea for them to bring on more or bring on others, bring on another living creature if they're struggling to take care of themselves. I mean, that can maybe come off as harsh, but to me, you got to kind of first be able to support and take care of yourself before you're able to, help another living creature. So, yeah, it's one of those tough things. A lot of people have good intentions, but they don't have the resources. I mean, it's admirable those who have those good intentions, and maybe like as a go around, or maybe something. Here's an idea for people. Maybe if they have not all the resources of somebody, maybe they're a little bit worse off, but they still want to help. Well, what they can honestly, the best thing that they could do if they want to help cats is not necessarily getting cats themselves that they're not being able to afford financially, but get into a rescue group. Because here's the thing, the nice thing about rescue groups, at least the rescue groups that me and my wife have worked in, they provide you everything. They provide you the food, they provide you the litter, they'll provide you litter boxes if you don't have any. They'll provide the water and food bowls if you don't have them. They'll provide the carrier. Pretty much all they ask for the fosterers to do, the foster people to do, is just to love on the cats. You know, just give them a safe home. Yeah, they'll provide the vet work. They'll pay for all of that stuff. Of course, they're not going to pay for your gas to get to the vet, at least the ones that I've worked with. But they will provide everything that you need, and they just ask for you just to provide a warm, loving home for those fosters, you know, until they get adopted out into the community. So that would be, you know, that's kind of like to me something that people could do if they're still wanting to help cats and they still love them and they want to be around them, but maybe they couldn't afford them themselves. Is, you know, foster. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, believe me, I know more than, you know, I think more than a lot, just based off of the numbers that we have. I mean, again, I don't usually like to talk about money too often, but I will just because it's real. I want to say this year, hello there, Pa. Hope you're doing well. This year, with our cats, with Rosemary kind of being up and down, and with Pandora's situation, we've probably spent, this is only June, we've probably spent close to $5,000 or $6,000 on medical alone, basically on two cats this year. So yeah, yeah. But anyways, it can be, you know, this is the reality. It's expensive. It can be. You know, there's also the emotional toll too. Forget the finances for a moment. There's the emotional toll. Yeah, you got to be careful with it. Yeah, Tranquil, you spent the 400. Is it that was on Miracle, right? With the fixing, I'm assuming. And then yeah, you were talking about other people. Yeah, there might have been a little misunderstanding with that Miracle from others. I think they were just trying to be helpful. Maybe they didn't like know the background. Like if you scroll back and read the comments or like the other person, you know, not getting the clear picture, the complete picture, I should say. But but anyways, uh, when Shirley had her teeth out, I cried like a baby. It was ridiculous. You know, oh, that's something I wanted to mention. Hello there, I love foxes. Hope you're doing well. This is a kitty, obviously a kitty live stream. Right now, you're looking at the baby in the hammock, and then Kit, who's the tabby, on the ground. Another thing I wanted to talk about just real quickly is, and I think cat parents can understand this, but I just wanted to voice this real quickly, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I wanted to just voice this, and I think those who have been around kitties long enough, they understand. So when your cat is going through a tough time, I'm going to just use you as an example, Tranquil. Actually, let me ask you, Tranquil, can I use you as an example just very quickly with Miracle and you? Just let me know in the chat if I can. And if not, then I'll use myself as an example. It's nothing bad or anything. I just want to kind of give a reason. Oh, Eli, you're burning yourself. That's not good. Yes. Okay. All right. So recently, Tranquil has a kitty named Miracle. Miracle's 3. Miracle recently got neutered. And he's not quite acting himself. She was saying earlier in the chat that he's just kind of laying around a little bit more than usual and just not being his normal kind of rambunctious, kind of crazy, kind of crazy self, right? Those who know Miracle and those who have like seen Tranquil's channel before, she has a ton of videos with Miracle out in the woods, him walking and him being playful and just being a very playful kitty. I would say, like overall, that's kind of like his normal attitude or his normal behaviors, right? Now, after he got fixed, he was more kind of mopey, maybe not as quite energetic. And Tranquil, if I'm wrong on any of this, just let me know. Correct me, please. So being a cat, and see, this is where it also, I gotta like do a side thing very quickly here. This is where I differentiate between a cat owner, because I hate the term cat owner. You don't own cats. That's impossible, completely impossible. Cats are not owned, dogs are not owned. There's no such thing as cat ownership. Okay, that's the first thing I'm gonna say. Getting past that, so being like a really invested cat parent, or even better, cat cahoo, when your kitty is having trouble, or when they're down, when they're off, when they're in pain, when they're have discomfort, when they're just not themselves, you as the cat parents, the cat mom, the cat dad, you feel it, right? And it affects you. So when Miracle's not feeling well or not be acting the same, it hurts. It's like, you have like one of your babies. They're like, because they're your kids. One of your babies are hurting, and you feel that. You feel off yourself also. You don't feel the same. You feel, not necessarily wanting to eat as much, as an example, or there's something, you're a little sad or maybe even a little depressed because this kitty. Let me hold on one second. Let me get back to that. Isla Fox says my cat loves chow mein ramen. Is that bad? Yes, it is. Do not feed your cat ramen, like ramen noodles. That's not good for them. That's like it's not really. I mean, to be honest with you, ramen noodles are not really even good for humans. It's loaded with salt. So, to answer your question, no. Do not feed your kitty ramen, please. But anyway, so like I was saying, you feel like in your heart hurts in this situation. You just feel awful. So that's what I wanted to kind of say. That's to me a big difference between a cat owner, quote unquote, and like a cat parent. It's just you feel what they're going through, and you just wish you could do something about it, and sometimes you just can't, and it hurts a lot. But it's just how it is, unfortunately. So I just wanted to like mention that today. I felt like saying that a little earlier. I'm like, when I do this live today, I want to mention that part. It's just something I felt like was pressed on me to do. So Eli, let's see. So true. Let me get back. So true. One time your cat fell down the stairs, like the one I told you that I used to have, and but then now they're in adoption. She fell down the stairs, and we have to take her somewhere. Uh, Tranquil, I am so upset. I feel like I've done something wrong. Tranquil, I hope that soon Miracle's starting to get some of his spunk back a little bit, little by little. But if he doesn't, then, also the other thing is you just kind of have to adjust a little bit on where he's at, which I'm sure you're doing. And I know you're doing, everything that you can also for a Miracle. Um, And then, see, Eli, and then we had to take her somewhere where she got healed and she was crying in pain, so you couldn't eat anything. Yeah, he'll get their Miracle, or he'll get their Tranquil. Yeah, it's just he may not be exactly the same because, I mean, think about it. I mean, you're chopping off, you're chopping something off, You're not chopping something off. What am I saying? Duh. You're taking out, his testicles, which is, a big part of like hormones, and then those hormones need to kind of rebalance. It's the same with Pandora here. I mean, when she had her radioactive treatment, her hormones like reset, so now she's just starting to kind of become herself again. So. But anyways, let me check on the time. We got 40 minutes here, so I have about another 20 minutes on here. If you are new to this channel, try to say hello if you can. Nobody will bite here. A few of us might scratch, like me. No, I'm kidding, of course. But, if you have any cat questions also, please let us know. We'd love to help you out if we can, hopefully. And yeah, let me go inside now, and I got to show some of the others. So I got to bring these guys in. Come on, Pandora. Come on. Go on, Kit. Baby. Come on, honey. Come on. I know, you're like, I don't want to go. Come on. Come on. Baby, stop being stubborn. Okay. Take a little quick look at Yoda. He wants to show everybody his butt. All right, let's go upstairs. And take a little bit closer look at Zelda, Max, and Rosemary. Well, hello, Mr. Tang. Kit, it's not your scratching post. Hey, girl. Yeah, we had to clip Zelda's nails yesterday. They were getting a little long. Her being diabetic also, let me see if I can kind of show you. So she's got diabetes, and because of that, her keratin, which is responsible, oh, she's not going to show me, which is responsible for her nail growth, it overgrows a little bit. So sometimes she'll have like more, how can I say this? She'll kind of have more growth on her nails. So when I'm cutting them, they kind of chip off on occasion a little bit. They don't get to like her quip, but they kind of shatter. So we had to cut her nails. We need to give her a little brush too. And then when I'm done with this live, we got to clean all of our kitties' ears. We try. You can see they're a little dirty. So ears. If any of you have older kitties and they have some trouble sometimes grooming themselves because of their age, I would look into getting this. We occasionally put it on Zelda just to kind of wipe her down, especially like her butt area, because it's a little harder for her to get to that butt area just because of her age. Same with Rosemary sometimes, so I would look into getting that, or at least look at it. Yeah, Sydney Cat, these come in packages. I think you can buy it separately, but it's usually better to buy things in bulk. Like on Amazon, I think you get like 3 of these for maybe 30 bucks or so, maybe 20 bucks. And they come with, there's a count of 50 in each, and they last quite a while. So I definitely would recommend getting something like that. You know, basic cat clippers. Talked about this before a couple times, but if any of your kitties are having kidney issues or they're starting to have any kind of kidney failure, I would highly recommend this supplement. Zelda's been on it for maybe about a year now, and we feel like it's helping protect her kidneys because her kidneys eventually, you know, all cats' kidneys eventually get shot. It's just a matter of time. But this seems to really help. And you can get this also on Amazon. I think this may be about 20, 30 bucks for 120. So it's a pretty good deal, I think. All right. Let's go see if I can find. Why, hello, Orange. Yeah, we are vultures, definitely teeth. Your cat. Oh, and that's the other thing I saw too. We are vultures with the FIV cats is making sure that their teeth are well taken care of because it could be a source of a lot of misery and a lot of diseases can kind of get through the mouth and into the rest of the body. Just like us humans, we got to take care of our teeth. You don't take care of your teeth, you're going to start having a lot of issues. And I'm not even sponsored by the American dental industry, at least not yet. She's the one that got her teeth removed. Okay, well, then that's one less thing. There's still the gums and stuff like that as a potential. It's from when she was on the streets from the kitty. Okay. Hey, Max. Bruce, thank you for sharing. You are welcome. Only three, so she's only got three teeth left. All right, let's go check on Rosemary. Tang, you know you can't come in here, Tang, with me. Rosemary will not alike. She will not like it at all. So she had three removed. Okay. You know, on Zelda's second to last vet appointment, or not second to last vet appointment, her second to last dental, she had 9 removed. Rosemary, you're looking well. Tang, yeah, he's a cute little kitty. He's a good little orange tabby. Give it a little purring. Which kitty looks like Tang, Bruce? Which one? What's the name? I know Oreo, but I've forgotten the other ones. Sorry. So many kitties I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we were a little concerned about Rosemary the last 24 or 30 hours or so, and we were thinking about actually, we have a trip coming up here on Tuesday going down to Florida. Might be moving down there, so we're checking out a few areas. But Rosemary wasn't pooping recently, so we gave her a little bit of a laxative, and since then she's pooped 3 times. So we feel like we're in a good spot with her now. The kitty's name is Randy. For looks like Tang. Okay, very nice. Yeah, we'll keep her going, obviously, as long as we can. You know, as long as her health is as long as their quality of life is high enough, well, we can, we'll get her going as long as we possibly can. And that's always been our thing, is as long as our cat's quality of life is high, then we will fight with them and we will fight for them as long as we possibly can. And sometimes that means arguing with our vet. Sometimes that means getting a second opinion from another vet. That's the other thing I kind of mention every so often is don't feel sometimes like vets are absolutely gods, or that they're fail proof, because they make mistakes. They're only humans. Sometimes they may not know enough about a situation, or sometimes they may not know enough about a particular disease. And from my experience, the good ones will say, hey, I don't know enough about this situation. Let me recommend you talk to X, talk to somebody else, or maybe go somewhere else to a place that does know, have a better understanding about what might be going on. The bad vets, because unfortunately, again, just being real with this, is there are bad vets out there. Unfortunately, there are vets that think they know absolutely everything there is to know about everything, and their ego gets in their way, and you just you gotta like find a vet that listens to you. And you got to find a vet that also that you can kind of challenge a little bit. And what I mean by that is come up with maybe a different way of thinking, or maybe like a different opinion, and them not automatically shutting down what you're saying. If they're doing that also, I would recommend maybe it's time to find another vet. Of course, I would always try to recommend, try to go to places that are cat only vets. There's not a ton of those out there, unfortunately, but there are some. But I just feel like cat only vets, they're there to particularly look at just cats only, and I just think sometimes that makes a bit of a difference. Hello there, kindly kid. Hope you're doing well out in the UK. Oh, kindly kid, you didn't have to. I saw you. I think you deleted "We Are Vultures" like poop icon. It's okay. There's no worries about that, because what we were talking about earlier. I appreciate the moderation, but you're good on that. Yeah, no worries. And "We Are Vultures," I'm gonna put you as a also. I'm gonna turn you into a standard moderator. So what that means, basically, you have like one of these blue wrenches now, and because of that, if desired, well, two things: you can now moderate like the chat. So if you see something inappropriate and you feel like is not necessary in this chat, or something that is obviously cussing or somebody trolling, then you can delete their message if you want to, or time them out. So that's one thing you can do with it. The other thing you can also do with it, now you have the capabilities, if desired, you can look at other channels. So for example, Tranquil just sent a message. So you can click on Tranquil's icon, her blue, her channel name, and you can visit her channel and look into it, and maybe check it out and all that good stuff. So that's another thing you can do with that wrench too. You can also, I think Sydney Cat is in here still, so that's another cat channel. I think those are the two cat channels that I'm aware of right now that have content on their channels, just different types of content. So, Trinkle, you had one tell me that there was nothing wrong. There was nothing I could do for Miracle's heart murmur. Then a different vet came to work there and said, hey, there's some medicine he can take. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm talking about. That's a good example, Tranquil. I know, honey. She's a good girl. It's not going to be fun cleaning this one's ears. She fights it a little bit. Don't you? He said, yes, you fight that ear cleaning, huh? Now you got your little mouse hat. You had your little mouse hat. KK, are you doing a live stream at 7 p.m.? KK, on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, I normally do lives like sometime between 2 and 4. During the week, I do lives at 7 o'clock. So hopefully that answers the question. One thing I wanted to say also, I'm not a big like self-promoter at all, because I feel like the content should speak for itself, whether it's a live, a video, a short, whatever. So I normally never do any kind of self-promotion, but I would like to say though, those that are listening to me, if you know of any cat parents, cat kahoos, people who love cats, and you feel like that they would maybe like learn something from this channel, from these lives, or have an interest in it, if you could share it out to them, that would be something that would be awesome. If not, that's okay. But that would be my one ask that I would love to to say. I normally don't ever say anything about that though. Let me quickly just get a couple of things. We are vultures. I'll get to your question in a second. Just bear with me for a moment. So, Eli, one thing about me is that I'm scared of the dogs because they look scary. Not toys. Every time when I see a dog, they look scary to me. It looks like they're gonna bite me. Just sure, just sure that that's my mom. That's my mom in front of me, okay? We are vultures. I saw that you were talking about making. So I have actually, I have another channel that's been out for maybe about 6 weeks or so. We are vultures. I don't like talking about it, so I'm not going to talk about it right here. However, though, I am going to. It's another cat channel, but it's a little bit more of a in-depth cat channel. So for example, probably today I'm going to be dropping a video on that other channel, and it's going to talk about cats and hyperthyroidism, and it's kind of going to talk about Pandora's hyperthyroid journey. So but that's what that channel is about. It's another cat channel. Yes, yep, it is cat related. Those who are, those who don't know that channel, what I'm gonna do though, so if people want to check that other channel out, when I drop that video on my other channel, on this channel, I'm gonna make a community post about that video, and then it'll have a link. So those that are interested in it, they can check out that video, and then if they're interested, then they can, check out that other channel altogether. So, hello there, Trish. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. We're just kind of hanging with Rosemary here. We're kind of getting towards the end of this live, though, Trish, but I appreciate you popping in. Hopefully hopefully everything's going well. Yes, you are correct, KK. Pandora is still a radioactive kitty. Her radiation levels are dropping quickly, but she is a bit still radioactive. She hasn't turned me and my wife green, though, yet. And her poop isn't green either. But on that point, I'm going to start to say my goodbyes and kind of wrap up this live. So, KK, Sydney Cat, Trish, We Are Vultures, Eli, Tranquil, Icon, Bruce. I think that's everybody that I know of. Eli, I'm just kind of scrolling back here, just checking the names. I think that's everybody. I think I got everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful. Yep, Trish, I do remember you. I do. Yep, I remember the name. I hope you're doing well. But I'm gonna start to, like I said, I'm gonna start to head out, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday or Monday, depending on where you live. I'll be back on here again tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time p.m. Until then, hug a kitty, adopt a kitty, an older cat if you can, and take care. Bye, Rosemary. She says bye, people. Don't forget about us older kitties. Till next time.